Hey, it's your girl, the Ordained High Priestess, and today I'm coming at you with a deck reset video. I did one of these on TikTok, and some people liked it, some people didn't, so let's get into it. While I'm putting these cards in a certain pattern, in a certain order, I'll explain to you why resetting your deck is so important. So, first things first, what you're going to do is put the cards in suit order. So you're going to have your major arcana all the way to the left. Then you're going to have your wands, your cups, your swords, and your pentacles. And this goes for any deck that you reset. Now, why is resetting your deck so important? Resetting your deck is important for a multitude of reasons. One, you want to reset the energy of the deck. You want to reset how you're reading the cards. You want to give a clean reading. So what I mean by a clean reading is you want a reading that doesn't bring up your personal information or anyone else's personal information. You also don't want to do a reading where, for example, let's say you don't reset the deck and you pick up someone else's energy or the energy of the reading before, and let's say the reading of that session was very heavy. You do not want to carry that into your next reading. So this is why I kind of look at people weird when they're just reading a deck and kind of, like, for lack of a better term, raw dogging it, where they don't reset their deck, they don't do cleansings or blessings over the deck. Sometimes I'll do a cleansing or a blessing while I draw cards in the background. So I just recorded a video for a daily tarot reading on TikTok, and I have my charcoal and I have my tobacco and other offerings in the background. So in a way, I'm cleansing the deck while doing the reading. But of course, I ring a bell too on top of it, and that acts as another added layer of protection. Additionally, sometimes what I will do is I'll let a deck rest. So what that means is I will go and use another deck. And for example, if I use this deck too many times in a row and I feel like the readings are getting a little too personal, not for me, but I'm picking up on someone else and I didn't read them yet, I haven't read them before, like when I'm doing the free readings, what I'll do is I'll switch out to another deck that I have, like in the back here, like this, that I should have already reset. Now, the reason why I do that too is also because I'm using this table as a makeshift altar, so to speak. So you always want to switch stuff up on your altar. The reason why is because you want to practice protective magic and all that other jazz, because technically you really shouldn't be sharing your altars with people, but this one I kind of have to share because I'm doing readings on it. So you want to do that as a way to protect yourself. Even if you move one thing, it's changing basically the whole landscape of your altar and the energy of your altar. So that's what I like to do personally. I know I went off on a whole tangent about this, but I promise you it goes back into resetting your deck. So when you move stuff on the altar, obviously you're changing the energy of the setting or what have you, but you're also changing the energy of the space on where you're going to lay your cards on or your deck. So this also ties into your reading or readings. So I just wanted to share that. Now, as to why I'm resetting the deck this way, what you want to do... Sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. I'm a little nervous doing this video. Also ADHD. And then number 3, it's late, y'all. So what I was going to say is there's a certain order to reset the deck. I can't remember where I got it from. It's just something I learned when I was really young. So you always want to reset the major arcana first. Then you want to do wands, cups, swords, and pentacles. You do not really have to do it in this order, meaning like resetting the cards completely down the line in this order. It's just something I like to do, but there is an order in resetting your deck. So like I said before, it's the major arcana, it's your wands, it's your cups, it's your swords, and your pentacles. So if you want to go by energies, right, your major arcana is basically your karmic cards or your fated cards. Your wands are your fire energy cards. Your cups are your water energy cards. Your swords are your air energy. And then your pentacles are earth. Now, the reason why you put these next to each other is because from what I remember, the way I was taught, and again, I really can't remember where I got this from, is that when you put the wands next to the cups, it's like water cools the fire, so there's smoke. And then you have air that just basically blows through the trees, which is earth. So it's basically cooling the earth, so to speak. So the reason why you want to put the opposites near each other as opposed to resetting your deck like this is because this fans the flames from what I was told, and then this nourishes or it may overflow the earth. So that's why you want to do every other opposite. I know that's really weird, but again, like, that's how I learned it. I have other stuff that I can talk about too, in different videos, like how the major arcana is basically the story about the fool's journey. Maybe one day I'll like write up the script if I can remember the story from heart, and then just do story time with it. But each suit tells a story and it goes through the process. And I know when you reset, it turns into a whole thing. But anyway, this is the order I was taught to reset your deck in. What you want to do is get your cards and you want to reset it from lowest to highest. So you see how I have the Fool here? Now I'm going to go ahead and look for the Magician and so on. So that's how you reset the deck for the tarot, but I'll show you it in this video in full because I think it would be really helpful and informative for y'all to learn, and it'll be a cool thing to look at. The other thing that I was also going to say is when you're resetting your deck, okay, there we go. When you're resetting your deck, before you reset it, get a deck that's already been reset, put that in your hand like so, right? And then put the deck that hasn't been reset in your other hand and see which one feels heavier. Spoiler alert, it's most likely going to be the deck that's that you were doing cards off of, but that's another reason why it's important to reset your deck, because you want to restore the balance of your cards energetically. I know I said something along the lines of that before, but oh, there we go. But I just wanted to emphasize and reiterate, the whole point is to reset and strike a balance with your cards in your deck, because who wants to read from an unbalanced deck? And also it's good practice. It's good spiritual hygienic practice anyway, because you don't want that stuff lingering when you're doing readings for people. So there are people that can read cards without having to reset their decks. I can do that myself. It's just I prefer not to, because to me it's like the equivalent of, like, I want to say like going to a doctor's office and let's say he's operating or working with you, and let's say he or she or they decide not to switch out their gloves. That's basically what you're doing with your tarot cards, and I'm not saying that to shame anyone, but that's basically what you're doing. Like, you're basically administering care or operating on someone without changing your gloves. So the whole thing is also for preventative purposes. And also, again, like, because we don't really have a code of ethics, so to speak, within the tarot community or just within reading cards, there's a lot of things that I have seen in my lifetime and experienced in my lifetime where people were just willy-nilly reading the cards and doing weird spiritual bypassing stuff as they saw fit. So, but as you can see, I'm doing the same thing, and I should have explained it while I was resetting at least one of them, so I'll explain it now. So for your minor arcana, which is your wands, cups, swords, and pentacles, what you want to do is start with swords. I mean, not swords, sorry, the ace. And then what you want to do is doing counting orders. So from your lowest is going to be your ace. You're going to work your way up. So that's 2. Where did number 3 go? I saw it. 3. That used to be like my least favorite card, by the way. when I first started reading tarot. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then what you do is Page, because he's the lowest in the court cards, Knight, Queen, and King. And then I'm going to do the same thing as Pentacles. And also the way you stack your deck, I'm going to show you how to do it after you reset your deck, because clearly we're almost done with this deck reset. So 2, 3, 4. That's a 6. 5, 6, 7. I thought I saw an 8. That's a 9. Okay, perfect. Page, Knight, Queen, King, right? So what you're going to do is when you're done, you're going to get the world. I mean, not the world, the major arcana. Stack it like this so it's wands, cups, swords, and pentacles. And then you're done. So if you enjoyed this tutorial or this video, I know I talked a lot, and this is the most I've really talked on most of my videos, or any of my videos, and I'm trying to get better on YouTube. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I have a link tree in my profile, and it'll give you the sites of all the stuff that I have. I have an Instagram, I have a Facebook, I have obviously this YouTube, I have a TikTok, I have a Blue Sky, and I also have a blog. I'm trying to get better with writing and doing all these things and sharing what I know and all the information I have with y'all. So be sure to like, share, follow, and subscribe on here and all my other social media apps, and stay tuned for the next video. Bye!